Right, everyone. Welcome on Instagram and on YouTube to tonight's restorative session in yoga. Some of you might be obviously looking on Boris Speech. I didn't realize that was at 7, but you can always watch it afterwards or join us after Boris Speech has finished. Or if not, maybe you just want to feel a bit relaxed before you look at the more news he's got to say. So in yoga, prepare yourself by having maybe some water, a block if you have, maybe a book. Maybe you can use pillows as support and blankets. But wherever you are, I want you to try to find some peace and sit in easy crossed leg on your mat. In practice, in a restorative session, it's all about slowing down, doing longer poses, keeping it for a longer time, and just try to relax into a pose. So we're going to start with some breathing exercises. So if you want to close your eyes, sitting tall, you might use a block or a pillow to sit, get a little bit higher, get your hips higher up, and your knees falling out, and just close your eyes. Start breathing through the nose. Take long, deep breaths through the nose. And long, small breaths through your nostrils as well. And just settle into the mat. Feeling the flesh seated and stable. Bringing those shoulders down and relaxed. And we're going to try to do a breathing exercise I've been doing before in this class. It's called alternative nostril breathing. So I'll demonstrate and then we'll do it together. You want to take, so there's a little bit different here, we can do the easy option. You're going to take the the right hand on a left nostril, closing it up. Take a breath in for the right nostril, closing that right nostril with our thumb, breathing out for the left. Keeping our right nostril closed, breathe in for the left. Closing the left nostril again, breathing out for the right. And then we're going to continue doing this together. Taking a breath in on the right. Closing the right nostril with the thumb, breathing out for the left. Breathing in through your left nostril. Closing that side, fingertip, breathing out on the right. Breathing in through the right, closing the right nostril, breathing out through the left. Breathing in through the left, closing that nostril, breathing out through the right. And then continue your own pace. Breathing in through the right, closing that nostril, breathing out through the left, closing the right. One more time, breathing in through the left, closing the right, closing the left, breathing out through the right. This is good to open up the pores, get a sense of calmness, getting your parasympathetic nervous system in place, and setting a good practice for today's class. So maybe you're thinking on what intentions you have today. Is it for you? Is it for someone else? Whatever they are, try setting them now before we're starting to move into our next posture. And then slowly open your eyes. If you have any questions, as always, just type in the chat box, DM me both during the class and afterwards. And if you feel any ailments, just take it easy. It's supposed to be slow and restorative. Don't push yourself to a limit where it feels uncomfortable. Just relax into the process. So I'm going to start a little bit, just stretching out the body in child's pose. Taking your knees wide at distance. See if you can sit back towards your heels. And slowly stretch your hands forward. Just try to relax the head, relax the fingers, and continue using that belly breathing. Slowing down all effort. There's a Balasana child's pose, which is a good restorative one. In normal vinyasa flow as well. Just to calm down the body, getting a good stretch, semi-stretch in hips, in the lower back, upper back, and in the shoulders. We're going to do a little bit of stretching on the side of the bodies as well. So take your right hand out to the side, let your left follow. See if you can still sit back and take your left hand across to the right. Continue breathing, doing a stretch of your side body. You can, every time you're breathing out from the nose, you're still making a kind of a sound from your throat, kind of like a warm, fuzzy kind of sound coming from the mouth, throat, but still keeping the mouth closed. And then switch sides. Taking the left hand out to the side, having the right follow, and do the same on this side, where you're having your right hand across the left hand, and just feel a side stretch right of your obliques, body. If you can still sit back and your glutes touch your heels. If they don't worry. Just try to relax into the pose. And then slowly come back to center. Slowly rise up. You want to come to the middle of your mat. And basically going to continue with our knees wide. You can take your feet a little wider. And come into a frog pose. This is good to slowly taking the elbows down in the starting position. And just relaxing in again to the pose. Leaning slightly back. If you can, sit back. Maybe closing your eyes just to relax. Just remember to breathe into those hips, the legs, the groins, wherever it might feel tight. Deep, long breaths. It's not about inhaling quickly, taking a lot of air in. It's about doing slowly, efficient, letting your blood efficiency increase, your body relax. Maybe you're getting your head so slowly towards the floor. If not, don't worry, just stay where you are. If you can try and sit slightly back. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly inhaling, slowly exhale. And next inhale, slowly rise up. Taking your feet together, sitting back, slowly come out to the pose. So in yin practice, we're obviously trying to reset after you staying in a position for a longer period, just to get the body to awake from those stale positions you've been in. So from here, would you take back to lying position? We're going to take our right leg towards us, towards our knees towards our chest. And then you're going to take the left leg, squat a little bit to your right. And you want to lift, see if you can lift that right leg up and wrap it around with the feet as well. If you can't with the feet, don't worry, just keep it wrapped as much as you can. And you're going to take breath in. Take that right knee a little bit closer to you. And then you're going to try and roll over to your left, taking your right arm out to the side. See if you can still have both of your shoulders on the ground. And then close your eyes. Maybe you can see if you can look towards your right hand. Maybe you want to just put a little bit of pressure with the left hand. If not, don't worry. It's not about having that right knee per se to the ground, but still feel a lengthening. And you don't want to give up the two shoulders on the ground. This is a good twist on the thoracic spine, upper spine, and the back in general. Just try and relax, ease into the breathing. Maybe now you're a little bit closer to that floor, but again, without forcing it, letting gravity assist you and your breathing. Taking one more breath in, and your next exhale, slowly go back up to center, unwrapping your leg, maybe your feet if you have it, cross them both, and slowly recenter. Maybe before you switch to the other side, maybe you just want to rock a little bit with the knees from side to side. just to reset the spine a little bit. And then when you're ready, lift your left, take your right knee towards you, lift your left leg up, and then see if you can wrap it around. Shift your weight maybe a little bit to the left of the mat. And then take a breath in. And as you breathe out, you're slowly going to roll over to the right side. Same here. Close your eyes. Take your gaze to the left. We have your left arm out to the side. Just relax into the pose. Remember, I want to hear those out breaths making noise from the throat. Long, long out breaths. See if you can have a breath in count of at least 4. And a breath out count of at least 6. Take 2 more breaths in your own time. And then when you're ready, slowly come back to center, rolling up. Unwrapping those legs, the feet if you have it as well on this side. And just to reset, as we did before, just rock a little bit from side to side. Massaging that spine. And then come back to center and just find some stillness for a few seconds. Still breathing using your diaphragm. And maybe slowly come up to seated position. We're going to use some blocks or something that lets you come a little bit higher. So that could obviously be blocks, or it could be pillows. In case you want to do a heart opener with chest forward. So if you don't have blocks, or if books are uncomfortable, see if we can use it with some pillows to get a little bit higher. Using all the pillows I have. So you basically want to have that under your shoulder blades. And I recommend to have the feet up first, and then maybe let them touch, come together, wide. So you basically want to be as high so you push up your chest, your shoulders goes back, and see if you can relax into the mat with your elbows. If you're feeling too much strain in your neck, you can always have an extra small block or pillow there. Otherwise, just try to relax in this position. If you really want to feel that you're using your diaphragm instead of your chest in this exercise, you can always take a hand on your diaphragm and just feel it expand as you're breathing in and collapse as you breathe out. Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly come up of the pose by rolling to one side, taking your block or pillows to the side. And slowly come up to seated position again. Maybe take a sip of water, just reset. We're gonna use a pillow again or a block to either just, well, we're gonna use it to come up a little bit seated. And we're gonna use our legs and push them up, have them straight. So you can use this as a support. If you want even more support, you could basically take that block or pillow, and if you have a wall close to you, you can use this as a wall. So hopefully everyone can see this. So if you have a block under your sternum, your sacrum, it might come a little bit higher. But if you have a wall, I recommend that as a support. We're just going to stay here, relaxing our feet, relaxing our toes and our legs. So if you're not using the wall and you start shivering, shaking a little bit, or even with the wall, let's try to relax into the pose. Don't strain too much. Stay here for at least a couple of minutes. And see if you can, if you're not on a, well, even if you're on a small pillow or anything that keeps your sacrum a little bit higher up, try to get your back on the ground. You don't want a gap under your lower back. You're keeping your arms in cactus arms out wide. Shoulders are down. And you're just relaxing into the pose. And take deep, long inhales, slowing down that heart rate. The longer we stay in a pose, relaxing our body, the better we can come into that release of our fascia, deep tissues in our body. Take 2 more breaths in and out. And then in your own time, when you're ready, wherever you are, slowly taking your feet down, rolling over to one side. And see if you can come back up to seated position. So it's basically a warm up for the pose we're now going to do. So again, use a slightly block just to come up a little bit on the sitting bones, or if you want to do without, that's fine. And do a forward fold. We're going to ease into the pose. So in the beginning, if you want to have a micro bend as well, you've still got tight hamstrings. And just have a micro bend in the knees. And sit tall. Take a breath in. Arms up, shoulders up. There it is. And as you exhale, you're slowly going to lean forward through chest and up the back. And you're going to let your head move high. And heavy. See if you can maybe take your toes towards you. Just relaxing. You don't want to dump in from the lower back. You feel lengthening in the chest. Closing your eyes. Again, this is one of those poses where gravity and your breath will help you. If you're feeling too much shivering, maybe you're overdoing it, just retract. Focus on your breath. Make it noisy. Take 2 more breaths, and then slowly, on your last exhale, roll up to seated position. If you have a block or a pillow, just take it out to the side. And just sit tall and set in for a few seconds. And from here, we're basically going to take our hands forward and our legs back and our knees. And what we want to do is we want to come into lizard pose. So you're going to take your left leg and step it on the outside of of your left foot. And before we're coming into a pose, maybe you want to do a little bit of rocking from front to back on the toes. Again, if you have a block or a book, you can use that as support in the beginning. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, maybe you want to use that block as support for your forehead to ease into the pose. It means that likely you'll probably be on your forearms instead of your fingers. You just try to, again, just relax in, no effort, no strain. Just making sure that your hips are aligned. Your shoulders are basically hugging that left knee. And if that's too easy, maybe you can take the block on the shorter side, not dumping your shoulders too much. I'm feeling strain in the neck or shoulders. And try and breath in count to 4, slowly. And a breath out of 6. And wherever you are, slowly come back to center. Your hands onto your hands, and take the block to side maybe, or book, and slowly taking that leg back, just stretch it up a little bit on that three-legged dog. And you want to take the left knee to the left elbow, step it in, slowly taking that right foot back. Your feet are probably 90 degrees, and you're sitting tall. And as you breathe out, you slowly take your elbows down and your head. So if you have a gap on your sitting bone, you can take a block again, or maybe a pillow. Just try to relax into the pose. This is a good stretch for your glutes, glutes medius, and a good piriformis stretch. So if you're a runner or any other activity where you move a lot, this is a good stretch to get into an area that's being used a lot. There's also muscles that we keep a lot of tension a lot of emotions. If you can push a little bit forward, maybe taking your back, right leg a little bit lighter back, feet stretching out the whole body. And then take 2 more breaths in and out. And on your next inhale, slowly come up, rise up, and then sit to one side. Taking the block or whatever you're using to the side. And let's take our right leg forward and switch sides. So you want to have your right foot on the outside of your right hand. And come up first on the toes, just moving a little bit back and forth before we take the back left leg to the ground. And you slowly want to take your fingers, maybe your elbows to the ground, support with a block, your forehead, and just relax. So again, that you have the squared hips, you're not going out to one side. Your right knee is hugging my right elbow as much as possible. And if you can, if you have a block, just release it to the lower side. And slowly take 2 more breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. And in the next exhale, coming back up for the fingertips. Taking our block to one side. And stepping back into 3-legged dog. Lifting that right leg up. And slowly take your right knee towards your right elbow. Taking your foot 90 degrees, making sure that you're sitting square. And sit tall, fingertips up. And slowly take your hands forward as you sit down into our pigeon pose on the right side. Again, if you need to, if you feel like you have too much of a big gap on this side, use a pillow or block under your right cheek. Either way, just try to relax into the pose, elbows, fingers, just relaxing into the mat. So you might be a little more open on this side, you might be more stiff. We all have a favorite side. It's nothing to worry about. Just embrace it. You can take your hands a little bit forward. Maybe your left leg a little bit more back. And come back to that breathing. And take 2 more breaths. And slowly come up on your fingertips. Sit over to the right. And sweeping that left leg a little forward. And come back onto the ground. Before we finish off with a Shavasana, we're going to do a happy baby. So what I want you to start is with your back still on the ground, taking your chest towards you. Sorry, taking your knees towards your chest, lifting up the legs. And I want you to basically grab the outside of your feet, but you're still having your elbows on the inside of your knees. Do a little rock from side to side. Hips should feel quite open now. At least I hope they are a little more open. And take a breath in. And then slowly taking your knees a little bit closer towards you. Maybe you're rocking a little bit from side to side. And then slowly taking the feet to the ground. Preparing yourself for Shavasana, final relaxation. Maybe turning off the lights, making the room a little bit darker. Lying down on the floor. Taking your feet wide, your arms wide. Relaxing your shoulders. Closing your eyes. Feeling your head heavy on the mat. Your shoulders, your upper back touching the ground. Lower spine, sacrum, the glutes firmly but soft. Your hamstrings, your calves, your ankles touching the ground. Your toes, your feet, your hands and fingers and arms all relaxed. If your mind starts wandering, or wander, should I say, don't worry, just let it wander. It's natural. Slowly come back to your breath. Realize and be aware of your 4 seconds in and 6 seconds out. Slowly come back to your physical body. Maybe moving the toes, fingers, rolling the feet, rolling the hands, the wrists. Maybe moving your head from side to side. And stretching your body, taking your hands above your head. Having a full body stretch. And then in your own time, taking your knees towards your chest and your eyes still closed. Roll to your right side, push yourself up into a easy cross leg seated position, or whatever feels comfortable for you, with your flesh still very much on the ground, sitting tall, taking your hands in Mudra in prayer position, rubbing them together, creating some heat. And then take them over your eyes, feeling the heat created by you. And slowly open your eyes and take away the hands. Sorry for the very aggressive music. And come back to the room. And I want to thank you. I see Instagram is already finished. I want to thank you all for joining me. And hopefully you feel a little more relaxed. So I would recommend to maybe take some water with some acid drink, maybe, just to refresh if you feel a little bit dehydrated. And hope you enjoy your Sunday. Thank you.